For the past decade, the UTech Journalism Society, UJS, has set a new precedence for university students in media and journalism. From conceptualization to execution, UJS has been led by phenomenal leaders. And today, we highlight on Night's Spotlight the current president, Miss Eden Palmer. Eden, welcome to Night Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having
It's
me.
good to have you here today. Now, I want to start off with what influenced your interest in media and journalism?
Oh, interesting. I am actually a radio baby, meaning I grew up listening to the radio, and that was possibly my first form of information and also entertainment. So I found as a little girl, I was actually fixated on the voices I was hearing coming through this equipment. I've never seen these people, I don't know them, but the familiarity with their voices, it was just something that
Very
captured me
interesting,
from very
yes.
early. So I think that is the point at which I knew I wanted to do journalism, but got swayed on the way and then came back.
All right. And before I head into talking a little bit about UJS
Mhm.
itself, I'm sure the audience and as well as myself would like to just talk a little bit about you. I did some research. I know that you were a part of JCDC, the festival. You were also like a deputy head girl, and you have Christian principles in your biography as a foundation
Mhm.
for how you operate. So tell me a little bit about what you are like and give the audience an idea of who is Miss Eden Palmer.
Oh, so you hit the nail on the head. My very favorite Bible verse is Jeremiah 29, verse 11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And that is a verse that sits with me because it says so much to me. It gives me so much confidence to know that my faith in God is secure with my life and everything. So, my Christian background, yes, I grew up in the church, Sunday school, baby, everything. So those principles are what I take with me on a daily,
Right,
right
right.
throughout my life. So my
Yes.
faith is, strong, firm in God. As a student, yes, I also went to St. Hilda's High School. Big up
Yes.
St. Hilda's.
Big up St. Hilda's.
So that's also an Anglican school, and as many schools in Jamaica, they are Christian based. They were founded by the church. So my 5 years at St. Hilda's, I was a boarder. So as a boarding girl, you go to church every single Sunday. We march down in our white dresses. So of course, the home principles are now being reinforced right throughout my high school years. And as an adult, there's nothing different about it.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
And let's head straight into the origin and growth of UJS.
Mhm.
Why is it important to have such a society?
Well, as part of our mission, we want to enable or ensure that our students here at UTech have an outlet to express themselves without discrimination, an outlet to be able to hone their journalistic skills, an outlet to be able to tell their stories. So, in developing UJS, founding president Miss Anesta Samuels, she was her idea behind the creation of UJS is that we need our voices to be heard. And at the time, there wasn't a platform for students to like voice their opinions at that point. So an institution that has a journalism program, what better way than to create a society that one helps the students to express themselves and two help them to hone their skills.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It
And
is, it is. I'm so happy that she did because
yes,
now I'm a part of something so great that
yes,
she started 10 years
it's a
ago.
legacy
Oh, it is.
for a decade. That's amazing. And I would like to know, why did you decide to join UJS? How did you hear about it? How were you intrigued by it?
Actually, it was like first nature. I wanted to say second, but it's
Yes.
like first nature because when I got enrolled at UTech, I didn't know about the Journalism Society in the first instance. I think I got an email. My initial encounter was through an email. I received an email. Uh, at the time asking if we're interested to join, and I immediately knew that I wanted to join because this is my passion. I knew
Yes.
that I wanted to do journalism from such a young age. So the Journalism Society and me, we got together. So from the very first time, seeing the society's name and everything, I knew that I wanted to be a part of it.
All right. And one more question, just talking about that origin and growth. When you became president last year, it was last year, maybe around what time? April?
About April, May-ish.
Yeah. So at that moment, you are now the president, and you will be the president for the 10th anniversary. What were some of your initial plans? What was that initial meeting with your exec like? Just give the audience just a first-hand experience of that first moment of you stepping into the role of president.
Actually, at first, I was a bit hesitant, to be honest, because I'm not only a student. I work full time. I'm a full time student,
Yes.
and that is very hectic. So at first, I did not want to kind of add anything to my plate that would hinder me from fulfilling my responsibilities to the best of my ability. So what I did was to think about it. I'm like, should I do this? Should I not do this? But I think my passion is what fueled me to say, all right, for the next year, am I able to plug this into my schedule and ensure that whatever it is that I'm doing for the society will be beneficial and impactful? I thought about it for a couple of days, and the next meeting, when we were being asked, I accepted. When I accepted, I knew that it's going to be something that is heavy because 10th anniversary
It's a lot.
celebration, a
Yeah.
whole legacy that has gone by, and you want to ensure that you keep the society's foundations intact. uh, Initially, I wanted to ensure that our celebrations are not just to have a party to just celebrate 10th anniversary, but something that is meaningful. And as such, we launched quite a couple things for UJS for the 10th anniversary. The first being a guest speaker series where
Yes.
we ask experts from the field to come in and speak to our journalism students and by extension our members, because contrary to popular belief, it's not only BCAT students that are a part of UJS.
UJS.
UJS is open to the entire school community, so everyone can be a part of it. So we launched that. We did a lot of branding. We did a lot of, our meetings were always focused on the fact that we have come so far as a society. What are we going to do to make it better? And how are we going to keep the foundation? So with the guest speakers coming in and helping us to understand what is happening in the world, as well as our initial, I don't want to call it launch because it wasn't a launch of our 10th anniversary, but we had a ceremony that we invited them also to be a part of, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really great, and I must say that I did get to attend one of those sessions with a guest speaker, and
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot. I don't remember his name, but he was working with he did marketing for sports, and
Oh,
he gave,
Jev,
yes, and he gave us a deeper understanding of what it is like in the
in the
working
world.
world,
Mm-hmm.
and he also provided some context on what to expect the moment you leave UTech, and he also gave us like an important quote. It was about networking and about
Mm-hmm.
the persons that I remember
Yes,
all of that. It
yes.
was really good. So let's talk a little bit, just a tad bit more about that 10th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what was the most memorable event the UJS has covered since the 10th anniversary. One of my favorite events actually was Money Pull Up. I liked it. I got an opportunity to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But from your perspective, what was your favorite event since this 10th anniversary?
Actually, I have two. And I'm going to start with I don't want to say it's my most favorite, but I'm just going to say it's two of them. I loved Ninth Day. Ninth Day meant so much to me that I didn't even expect to feel. So for Ninth Day, we saw a lot of the work from our UJS members going into coverage and the cooperation and the willingness of the new members to participate and just the outcome of everything for Ninth Day. I loved it. And as I said, we're building a community, we're networking and want to ensure that we're keeping it strong. And for Ninth Day, we did really come out strong. So I
Yes,
loved Ninth Day, the branding, the
everything.
togetherness, everything for Ninth Day just said ninth.
Yeah.
So the ninth spirit was there amongst the population, but UJS, we had it as well. My next event that I really liked was to kickstart the semester, and that was Union Day. I liked Union Day because I was interacting with the very new students, and from interacting with them from Union Day, they are still with UJS to this moment.
Wow.
So those two things are neck and neck to be my favorite things for the year so far.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're
And I
welcome.
would like to know, what impact do you see UJS making or has already made in the university and journalism field? I want to know how, in your mind, what is the impact that you think UJS has made within the university since its inception?
Okay. What I can say is that there's this misconception of journalists that we are stuck up people, the creative people, them who always have them camera, them not really this and them not really
Yeah.
that. But for UJS members, there's a difference. We express ourselves, we talk to people.
Yes.
The stuck up mentality is not something that matches us, and for that, I'm grateful that we're not the journalists people see like the old idea of what journalists are. We tell stories. We don't just walk around with cameras and somebody say, bring a camera and take two pictures, man. No, we tell stories
Stories, yes.
through photography, through writing, through videography, like so many aspects of journalism. So I think that is something that came uh, on campus, or something that is spreading on campus now that wasn't necessarily there before. One of the things also is that persons are still not associating UTech with media because they associate another university or other universities with a media program. So with a society like this, sorry, we're able to sell the brand more, brand UTech nights more. So it's a win-win for everybody.
It is, and I see now how fundamentally uh, how you've grown up connects back to what you're currently doing, because you'd have shared with me early on before the camera started rolling about your JCDC experience and how you were involved in all the different art forms.
Mhm.
And now when you talk about the photography, the videography, and writing, and this is what UJS utilizes to tell stories. It gives full context of how you think and how serious that you take the arts. So I really, 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 really like that it's who you are. It's
It
what you
is.
have been
It
doing
is.
from the start. I would like to talk a little bit about past UJS members. Do you know what some of them may be up to now? Are there any recognizable past UJS members now out in the field, um, just making moves?
Oh yes. Um, to my knowledge, no. Most of our past presidents are actually in media and doing well. Of course, our founding president, Anesta, she's already a broadcaster now. Jeff Journalist, he was a
Yes.
member. Was
He's
the
the
the speaker
presenter,
that you
yes.
referenced not too long ago.
Yes.
He's actually doing well in his field as well. Uh, there is I don't remember his brand name right now, but I met him on Union Day. He was here with the Fix team, and he was also a part of UJS. Like so many
Ah,
members who are
Narrow?
just no, it's not Narrow.
Okay.
He's a photographer. He's a behind the scene person. I
Oh,
think it's Jarvis.
Jervis,
Jervis.
Jervis,
Jervis.
yes.
So he was also part of UJS. There are so many people. so many people, like UJS was just their foundation to
Yes.
find their place or to hone what they're doing. So when they get out into the world, they already have some foundation,
On
some practicum, some practical skills that they would have worked on for some years and can now transfer into the real world.
So what that means is, audience, if you are a part of UJS,
Mm-hmm.
what that means is, based on the track record,
Mm-hmm.
you're setting yourself up
For
to,
success.
for success
Absolutely.
and to enter into the media world.
Right.
I think that's amazing.
It is.
It is.
Actually, I just said the real world as if what we're doing here in UJS is a fake world. It is actually not, because we are actually covering real events, real news. This is not anything
Real
that we're
problems,
making up.
yes.
Real problems that we're like we're tackling the real things. It's just that we're not a part of a major media house.
Yes. And in closing, now we're winding it down.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to share with the audience where they can find UJS.
Mm-hmm.
I also want you to share with them. There's this. You have cool merch. I don't know if you have any merch left back, but let them know where they can find UJS and where they can come to your club meetings. Give them an idea of where to go and how to find you on the internet.
Okay, fine. So you can follow us on Instagram, that's UJS_news. You can also find us on X at UJS_news. Our website link is also in our bio on both platforms. So you can click the bio there and go to the website. Also, the website has work done by UTech students. So all the articles that you see there, all the photos that you see there, they're actually done by UTech students who have covered events and are sharing the stories. So don't forget to visit our website, and that link is in the bio of our social media platforms. Now, for merch, send us a DM. We have the 10th anniversary shirt, we have keyrings, and we have more stuff coming up. And also for the rest of this administrative year, we are looking forward to a very intensive workshop. And that workshop is to continue the work to help our journalism students or our UJS members to hone their skills using or pulling on the experts from the field, as well as we ambitiously want to do a mini high school tour, because we now realize that high schools are leaning more towards journalism. So there are journalism clubs. So they're developing journalism clubs, and I see them following us on social media. So we see you, young journalists, and we want to come to you to, tell you what to expect and to give you some tips and tricks to the business.
All right. And I want one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're a visionary, and fundamentally, like we would have discussed, how everything that you would have done from high school and transitioning into university, becoming UJS president, I want for you to tell the audience what you envision UJS to be like in the next 10 years. So it's now the 10th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
On the 20th anniversary, what would you want UJS to look like? What is your vision for such a society?
Oh, such a great question. This year's mantra says, be a part of something bigger.
Yes.
It's not just a few words that we put together, but it was something that I thought about very hard. Now, to be a part of something bigger to me means that you're serving the greater good of our society, and you're also ensuring that whatever you do is impacting lives positively. Now, with that mantra said, for the next 10 years, I hope UJS will be building on the foundation, the solid foundation that has been laid so far. I hope that it becomes a more diverse operating society, like a mini media house. So I don't want it to be like a little thing. We want to be a big deal, be a part of something bigger. And for the members who are coming to recognize that this society isn't just somewhere that you spend a few hours on a Thursday, but to ensure that when you be a part of something bigger, you are serving your country, you're telling stories for people who don't have a voice, and for people who have a voice but they're afraid, they're scared. So you are the voice. Make your voice heard and make it be heard in an impactful way.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Eden. We wish UJS another decade of being able to tell, being able to share, being able to impact people's lives, and another century of being able to tell the stories. So thank you so much for being us today, and thank you so much for watching Night's Spotlight.